Are we back?
I had it muted the whole time. So it was silent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, do we do that
Yeah,
again?
we'll have to do it again. I found a few potential apartments. Found a few of them.
Okay.
Within my budget.
Okay.
So
where are they? I didn't...
most of them are in I think Waterford. I've never heard of Waterford before.
Oh, yeah. I think my grandparents used to live there.
I think it was Waterford. But yeah, they're like 20 minutes from...
Oh, my ex-girlfriend lived in or her parents lived in Waterford? I don't know.
Tell me what unit, and I'll live in the...
You can live in their house. I'm sure they'll love to have you.
Oh, they lived in a house?
Yeah. Well, her parents did, yeah. And then, so...
Well, wherever she lives, I'll just move in next to her and then just cause chaos.
You should honestly move in with her, and then it's just like... She doesn't know you, but then you can gather their intel and see how much shit she talks about me.
Yeah.
Because, boy.
And then the one day she'll see the podcast and she'll be like, oh no. And I'll just be sitting, sipping tea in the living room like, hey.
Yeah, but like, you'll be like, you were there the whole time, but it's just really obvious objects around her apartment.
Yeah.
Like, just like one time you're just sitting in the corner, but like you just have a potted plant on your head for one of them. And another one, you're like a lamp, but like all you're doing is like just standing behind the lamp. So.
Oh my God.
What?
We're going to have to switch sides.
Why?
No, fuck it. It's fine.
What happened?
I'm not that worried.
Do you want to switch sides?
No, I don't care.
What's...
I missed the spot, so like my beard's like here, and then it goes up, and then it comes back down.
Just fucking...
No. We're good.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Nobody watches it anyway, so why do I care?
All right.
But anyway.
Okay.
I don't know why I said that like I had a statement.
I was going to say, I think you said anyway, and then
Yeah.
we're going to go into the topics.
Oh, I have been meaning to bring up a topic for the last couple podcasts, but
all right,
we
let's
just...
hear it.
The random shit we've been talking about,
That's
I just
true.
haven't had a chance. So, I've told you this, but a lot of people that don't know, I used to hate podcasts. I never understood the appeal to them. I would try listening to them, and I just thought they were dumb. So I would just listen to music. And then there was this YouTuber named Joe Santagato, and I loved all of his videos. And he kept posting about a podcast that he did. And I was just like, all right, cool. But I still wasn't in a podcast, so I was like, whatever. And then I think I had to drive home one time. It was like a 5-hour drive. This was like 5-6 years ago. And I was like, oh, screw it. I'll listen to his podcast called The Basement Yard. And so his podcast was the one that got me really into podcasts. So since then, I've been watching a bunch. And I've always been a huge fan of Joe's. So I've literally, for the last... God, when did I first tell you this? Like 3 weeks ago?
Oh, no. I think you started telling me about this like...
4 weeks ago?
Yeah, like when we first started this podcast, I feel like is when you started talking about it.
Yeah, it was
you had like
then.
you had like an idea of you're like, hey, Justin, I know that, we want to do this podcast, but I'm hinging our entire podcast on this one concept.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Well, yeah, I based this podcast off of the kind of podcasts I like to listen to.
Yeah.
So mainly, there's two main podcasts that I was like, I enjoyed so much, so I wanted ours to be similar.
ASMR girls farting into a mic is
Yep.
one. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that's actually the only one.
And then the other one just like 6.5 hours of Mongolian throat singing.
Yes. we haven't gotten. We're still practicing that.
Yeah,
we haven't been able to get there. All these episodes are just fillers until we can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but the two podcasts I really enjoy listening to. Well, first off, The Basement Yard. Originally, when I started listening, it was Joe Santagato and Danny Priori, and they're both hilarious. And now it's Joe Santagato and one of his good friends from high school. And so I can't believe I just forgot his name because I literally follow him on Instagram too, and he's really... Frankie. His name's Frankie.
Gotta love Frankie.
Yeah, Frank. He's also really funny. And so I love that podcast, and then I also love a podcast called Tiny Meat Gang, which is Noel Miller and Cody Ko.
Oh, man.
And most people
Cody
know
Ko.
those guys from That's Cringe videos, and Cody Ko and Noel were both really big on Vine when it was out, and their podcast is hilarious as well. So I was like, I would love to do a kind of podcast like this.
Right.
So those were the ones that inspired me. But Joe was the first one that really got me into this at all and inspired me to do it. So I've literally been messaging him for the last month. I was going to message him every day, but I haven't, I've forgotten some days. But I've been consistently messaging him just random messages for the last 4 weeks. And so I was going to read some of them off.
Okay.
And so the goal is to message him consistently.
It's, you're gonna fucking... Okay, so...
He's gonna block me.
Dude, the thing is, though, is it's like, I can imagine this as, like, it starts off as a joke, and you're like, oh, hey, how's it going, bud? Really like your podcast. But, like, it starts becoming more like Stan, or it just becomes increasingly more deranged as you go on. So it's already to that
point.
It's like, hey, we should hug and kiss sometime. And then, like, it's like, I'm gonna wear your skin as a suit.
Bro, So I've been messaging him consistently.
Sure.
And I also have been messaging Danny Lopriori, who is his old co-host of the show. Not as consistently, but
sure,
still like a decent amount. So I'm gonna read some of them off right now. Let me see. Okay. So the first one, it was over a month ago. It was a month ago. It was February 8th.
Okay.
So the first one was, hey Joe, you don't know me obviously, but I used to hate podcasts until I heard the Basement Yard 5 years ago. You inspired me to start posting all the content I've been making, but I was too nervous to share with others. You also inspired me to finally start my own podcast, so thank you for being an inspiration to me and so many others out there. Right? First one?
Yeah.
Really nice.
Fucking
From that point on, it was just casual. Like, I've been messaging him like he knows me. Like, I message him like I message you.
Yeah, no, I know. Like, I like how the first one, though, you're like, hey, I don't have a father figure in my life. Maybe you want to go outside sometime and play some catch.
So... I won't read all of them, but the second message was, hey, Joe, hope you're having a good day. I'm currently on lunch right now, and it's a nice sunny day in Michigan. Got myself a hot bacon and Gouda from Starbucks. Talk to you tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus.
The next day, hey, Joe, just wanted to say hi. Hope you had a great day. Very long day at work for me, but happy to be able to relax now. See you tomorrow. Hey, Joe, I haven't messaged you in a couple days. I hope you weren't too worried. Today was a rough one. My car broke down in the middle of an intersection on my way back from lunch. All is good, though. Tell Frankie I said what's up. And then I didn't message for a little while, and so I said, sup, Joe? Just checking in. Hope your day was good. I found a little baggie of crack cocaine in my parking lot this morning on my way to work, so my day was off to a hot start. It's cold as balls here in Detroit. I'm sure New York City is pretty cold, too. Quick question. I was like, quick question. How the fuck is your skin so clear, man?
I thought you were going to be like, how the fuck does your dick smell? Like,
how the fuck is your skin so clear, man? Like, I know you say you don't really use shit to clean your face, but is that just like with water? If I only use water on my face would be so oily all the time that you could see it grease, that you could use it to grease 10 stripper poles and they'd be good for the whole night.
That is...
Anyway... Have a good one. Tell your dog I said he's a good boy. He's got a labradoodle.
Okay, yeah, you gotta incorporate the dog.
The next one, so I'm getting more familiar with him.
Yeah, of course.
Right, so each message, it starts off like, hey, we just met. He hasn't responded once,
yeah,
but
of course.
I have been progressing, so I'm like, I'm messaging regularly.
Well, the thing is, you know him very well.
Yeah.
So you can have that relationship now. Because you're taking up the relationship for both of you, but just on your shoulders. So.
Right. So after that. I said, sup, Joey? It looks like the guy who worked with you. Oh, yeah, this was really cool. Actually, it got me pretty excited. We had a, like with COVID, when you come in contact with somebody that may have come in contact with it.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know if I really came in contact with it, but it was close call.
Yeah.
That's kind of how this was,
okay.
Right? It was like somebody that has worked with him that saw my page, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, it looks like the guy who worked with you on your new game, they made a board game.
Okay.
Who worked with you on your new game and did the video for its promotion, liked a couple of my videos from my content and podcast channel on Instagram, which was super cool to see. I actually geeked out way more than I should have just because you follow him and he's worked with you before. Just one step closer to meeting you myself. You know how most people have being on the Ellen DeGeneres show on their bucket list? RIP to that show because it's not coming back. before she got brutally canceled. Well, my biggest bucket list item is one day being a guest on the Basement Yard. I know that's a huge shot in the dark, but one can dream. Stay crispy, Joe. We'll talk soon. Peace sign. And then I misspelled it, so I sent him another message with like liked, correctly spelled, and then I just said, God damn it. Next message was, I gotta skip that one.
No,
Never mind.
you gotta say it now.
Fuck it. All right. I'm not gonna say the name.
Bro, that is one long ass text message.
They're all long. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I won't say the name, but I've told you about him. Her. Have you ever seen? We'll call her Krispy Kreme. All right. Have you ever seen Krispy Kreme on the hub?
Oh.
Yeah.
That is
yeah.
The Krispy Kreme. Okay, that's a...
Krispy Kreme is the first name I thought of.
Okay, like Twinkie, like literally like toasted, the toaster strudel glaze, whatever.
I like Twinkie.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so you ever seen...
good old turkey baster,
You ever seen Twinkie on the hub? Her and I used to play Lord of the Rings after school every day in 2nd grade. Now she's a super famous porn star. Who would have thought? That was my only message that day. Hey, Joe. What do you use to make your... Oh, I asked him questions about his audio because it's really good.
Yeah.
What do you use to make your podcast audio such good quality? I'm having issues trying to make my podcast audio better. I was talking about how I used 2 USB mics, the Blue Yeti and the Snowball mic, which now we're just using the Yeti. And how it didn't come back rich and deep like his. And I couldn't figure it out. I've been at it for hours, couldn't figure it out. Right? The last message I sent to him was, hey, Joe, super exciting news for my podcast. Really not a big deal, but it's really exciting for me. We had one of our highlights get a decent amount of views this week, and I was super pumped about it. Maybe one day I'll be able to do it full-time like you. That's the dream, baby. And that was the tomato paste video, which, in comparison to my other videos on our TikTok,
yeah,
other ones have gotten, like, I've had a couple reach almost 1 million views and stuff.
Right.
But those were all, like, video game related.
Sure.
So the tomato paste one was the first one that got... like a good amount of attention that wasn't video game related.
Right.
And it got I think it's like 14 or 15,000 views right now, which is not huge, but it's big for me, for the channel because every other time I've posted a video where it's like my face or your face in it, it gets like 100 views.
Dude, you know what we should do? So like the merch that we're gonna do, we should make a can. And like a super, like just a cartoonish can, like just a cylinder with a little tomato in the middle. Yeah. And then say, is that a can of beans?
That's really good.
Like
actually.
just like that's it. Like just a small text, like something.
That's
like
actually
that.
like really aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like maybe like up top left corner.
Yeah, yeah.
And like stitched in.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, that'd be good.
And just like, is that a can of beans? And then just say that. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk. Oh yeah, some more exciting news. We had a merch brand reach out to us to see if we wanted to partner with them. So. Haven't decided yet what we're gonna do, but it's super exciting. Just got to get some more information from them and check it out. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. I would like to make our own merch, which
like
was
a
the original.
Spencer? Like we're just gonna be like
go through
spinning threads.
No, like not make it ourselves, but I was talking to Chandon because he does it
for us. Oh, okay, that was.
But yeah.
Okay.
So that's exciting.
All right.
So if there's anybody that happens to listen that would like to partner with us or like help out the channel or I'm looking for
sew, crochet,
sew and crochet.
Knit.
If you have your own merchandise brand and you wanna partner up with us and make some merchandise for us, embroidery, really aesthetic, cool stuff.
Patchwork,
plumbing,
linen,
plumbing. I'm moving into a new place.
Light fixtures.
I need to make sure I got a guy.
Okay.
Oh, car guy. I could use a car guy.
Yeah.
I'm in a new place. I don't have a car guy anymore.
Always could use a car guy.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to fix cars. I just don't have a passion.
What we like to do in my house is I don't know how to fix cars, but I do know how to hold a wrench and get screamed at because it's not the 5/8 and it's the 1/4-inch wrench. That's what I know how to do. So dude, I am so ill prepared to be a father. Yeah. And to the point where it's like.
Not yet. Like you're not prepared.
Like, you're like.
Well, I mean, you're not.
You're like.
So here's
No,
so yeah.
Like,
I think we're both at the same point where if we had a kid, we could do it.
Like together or like independently?
Well, so yeah, we'll say together. So if we were together, we could we would be fine.
Yeah.
But
you said that with a lot of quiver. We'd be fine.
Well, we'd be fine. You have a good job.
Yeah.
I have a pretty decent job right now.
Yeah.
One day we'll be making the big bucks on this, because they say you have to say it to materialize it.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
the same people
you
that
gotta speak it into the universe.
it's like all those same people that are like, what's your sign?
What's your name, girl? What's your sign?
Dude, that's a whole different topic we can get into later.
Dude,
I don't know.
literally want to get into it.
Right now?
Well, no, I want to.
Okay, so it just... sorry.
Oh, that was...
I'm not that passionate about it.
My heart started racing. I thought you were about to hit me. I got scared.
I think it's just... maybe it's because I don't know much about it. I haven't done my own.
Yeah.
But to me, I never thought it would get to the point where people are so serious about it that they treat it almost like religiously.
Yeah.
Like they thoroughly...
Yeah.
Like how I myself, I'm a Christian man.
Yeah.
So I believe in all that very strongly.
Sure.
They have the same strong beliefs to a T about that, which I guess, it's fair.
Yeah.
It just, I don't understand it. And I've seen people that literally won't date or talk to somebody that they get along with really well because their signs don't match up. And the sun is on Mercury and Venus is in their asshole. You know what I mean?
Mercury's in second grade.
Yeah, so I'm just...
Dude, no,
wait,
Okay,
Wow.
Okay, first of all, my sister, shout out, she knows all the shit. She knows it to a T. Like
it's very interesting to listen to.
It's like, but here's the thing: it's like my sister like has her head, or like she knows all the shit. She's got it completely figured out, right? I don't, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But since here's a little technique, because my sister is just a great wingman.
Is your sister gonna hate me for
not
understanding?
No,
I'm not shitting on it. I just don't. I never expected it to get to this point.
Here's the thing: is since a lot of girls are into it now, but I don't know anything because I'm an adult and I have a job. Is I go in my they'll be like, they'll have all these things like Virgo moon, Taurus rising, Sagittarius, Saturn, and I'm like, whoa. So what I do is I text my sister something along the lines of like, what's my moon phase? And then my sister's like, she always texts back like, who's the girl you're talking to? Because she knows.
She knows.
Yeah. So it's like, so she always gives me all these things I can say back, dude. But like, that's the thing. Is like,
you have no idea what you're saying.
I have no idea what I'm saying. So I'm really afraid. So
it's your sister really? It's really a conversation between your sister and the girl.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be like, see, it's okay to fake it over text, but there's gonna be a day where I'm gonna need to fucking put an earpiece in and have my sister tell me things while I'm trying to get laid, right? So
would your sister? Do you think? Because I think I met your sister once. I think I met her
once. You were
once.
RA, I think.
Well, I've seen her talk to her a little bit over the phone with you.
Yeah.
So it's like she's cool as fuck. Like she's funny as fuck. Do you think she's the type of person that she reads so far into it to where like, oh, you're a Gemini and I'm this, it would never work?
No, I don't think she's like that. But I think
because
she does.
At that point, people, right? You might be reading a little too deep into it.
Maybe,
if you find somebody and you get to know them really well and you've been talking for weeks and you're like, oh my gosh, I really like them, and then you find out that they're not a sign that's compatible with you and you strongly think it won't work, and you might need to reevaluate.
I get that, but here's the thing is, sometimes crazy pussy is the best pussy, and you can do what I do if your star signs don't match up, and it's an age-old technique, and I like to call it lying.
Little white lie.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. A little white lie.
It's a white lie.
Yeah.
It's if somebody's taking it that serious.
They're like, oh, when were you born? And I'm like, ooh.
I will say those readings are scary accurate at times.
Well, they are.
Like almost every time I've read one, I'm like, but it's the way they do it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very general, but then like there are parts though that are pretty specific to where I'm like, it relates very specifically to something that's like going on in my mind at that moment.
I think that's the thing though, is they're written so so globally that it's like if you can kind of do some jumping through hoops in your head and then come to that conclusion.
It's one of those things where like it's like those horoscope readers
Right.
And they'll ask really generic questions.
Yeah.
And then, like, based on how you answer it,
Mm-hmm.
they'll say something that could really apply to a million things.
Right.
But then the way your brain works,
Yeah.
just naturally, you try to associate what they're telling you with something that's going on in your life.
Right.
So even if it's like something really general, be like, oh, you've been hurt recently. You're like, oh my gosh, I literally hit my knee on the coffee table on my way here. And it's like, now you're into it.
Right,
and like,
right,
so
right.
it's really,
Yeah.
it's
Well, that's
it's
why you
really
gotta-
smart how they go about it.
Yeah, that's why it's like you have to be like, oh, I read all my tarot cards, and then this sentence says you're gonna have sex with me now.
I won't ever do one of those because I'm not really superstitious, but I'm to the point where, I do like the knock on wood thing,
Oh yeah.
Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because it's like, I'm not superstitious.
Right.
A little bit.
Right.
But like, in my mind, I'm like,
Because at the end of the day,
there's so many things out there
Yeah.
that we can't explain.
Right.
That we don't know just in general.
Right.
Like crazy phenomenons.
Right. And you as a Christian can't upset the floated bearded man who grants wishes.
Oh, see,
in the
that has
sky.
nothing to do with it. Like, if he's like watching me and I'm just like, I'm not going to stub my toe. And I'm like, oh, and I don't knock on wood. He's going to be like, well, you didn't knock on wood. It's just like one of those weird things. Like everybody
It's like
has
you
them.
step on a crack. Well, I gotta kill your mom now.
Right. So if I don't do it, it's not that big of a worry, but I always do it just because it just sets my mind at ease. So
Right.
maybe I'm a little more superstitious than I think.
Okay.
So that's why I will never do one of those card readings because I would just be terrified that they would flip up a bad card and be like something is bad is going to happen to you. Because in my mind, I'm always going to, like, even if nothing, I don't know if those are accurate or if it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my mind, I feel like when you hear that and you kind
like
of have a little
manifest
bit,
it.
you'll manifest it and
Yeah.
you'll worry so much about it to where something really small that happens, you'll associate it and be like, oh my gosh, it was true.
Right.
And then like, so I'm, and it might be something really bad, like, oh, you're going to sink and drown on a ship. And that will fuck me up so much that it's like, oh, knock on wood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it'll mess me up so bad that I'll just, in my mind, I'm like, I'm just never going to go on a boat.
Right.
Or if I
Never.
am, it's going to be one where I can have a life jacket
Right.
and hop
Well-
out. Like, I won't go
well-
on a cruise.
Or what if it's one of those things though? Is it's like you.
Shut up, bitch. I wish. Did she stop talking? There's no way she heard me. You think so?
She heard
I mean, oh yeah, I guess if we heard her. Oh no. Oh. Now I feel bad.
Okay. Well.
Oh my gosh. I wish I was good at impressions.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
if I could do like the Rock impression
Yeah,
or just
yeah.
like a Christopher Walken impression, something like that. I feel like the easiest.
It's gonna be weird though because in the audio you're just gonna.
Oh, she's coming up. Does she turn in? She.
Oh no, we're good. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
I don't.
dude,
okay.
literally-
She must have just walked
my
inside.
butthole just got really tight.
I was like, I'll feel really bad if I start something.
dude, I know. I'm gonna.
That'd be
like,
great content. Like she's gonna start yelling at us. I'm like, hey, just yell at us over here.
Yeah, no.
She'll see the mic and
no,
stuff.
it's not
and
gonna be
then-
great content because I'm gonna fucking be in here and at like 2:00 in the morning my house can get broken into and I'm gonna have my PlayStation stolen because you fucking yelled at some bitch in the fucking hallway.
We'll start a GoFundMe and get you a new PlayStation.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
We'll probably get like $10.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But I guess
Well, you could invest it and
that's true.
10
In
years from now you'll have
stocks, yeah,
enough.
Exactly.
And then the PlayStation 5 will not even be the newest. I heard rumors that this might be one of the last, like this might be like the last console generation for like everything.
What?
There's just been so many rumors of like just so many different like gaming platforms and how fast it's advancing.
Uh-huh.
Like that they're gonna have a more like a different kind of, I don't know if it's a console or just set up to where it'll be more like
So it's
universal
just
for
like
like
going
everybody.
like just everybody's just going to PC then.
Yes, but it'll be like similar to how the consoles, like there's Xbox and Sony, but instead of making consoles, they'll make like the next generation of whatever it is at that point.
Oh.
But I don't remember what the reasoning was and like what the trend was.
That's fucking more money. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean that would be like 5 years from now
Yeah.
because each console is usually about what, like PS4 came out and then PS5 came out like 6 years later.
Right.
So almost 7 years later.
Yeah.
So I mean, who knows? when Sword Art Online first came out.
Yeah.
And I was really big into that show.
Right.
I got obsessed with virtual reality.
Dude, okay, hold on. Speaking of which, because I want to talk about Sword Art Online, I just want to put a book note in that.
Okay.
But it really, because I just thought back when we were talking about, like, us being parents, and I thought back to that.
Oh, we did,
like,
yeah.
And here's the thing, is it's like, dude, like, I already don't know how to do manly things, dude. Like, I don't know how to fix shit. I'm not good at anything.
I think it's funny that you said that, because what is it that you're wearing?
This is Sun's Out, Guns Out.
No, not that. The,
Oh, it's a woman's poncho.
Yeah. So I just thought it was funny you were saying that. I can't do manly things as you're wearing a woman's poncho.
Yeah, so...
But you could lift like 500 pounds. So.
Well, I mean...
You balance it well.
Yeah.
You're in touch with your feminine side.
Exactly.
Which in a sense makes you even more masculine.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, is it's like, you know, I'm pretty cool with most things, but I don't know what I'm going to do when I like walk into my son's room one day and he's just like looking at furry porn. Like, what do I do at that point? Like, as like a dad, like, I'm really pretty cool with stuff, but it's like, that's like one thing I'm like, or I come back and he loves the Insane Clown Posse. I'm going to just be like,
oh, so that one you have to take action against. Like,
yeah.
You have to punish him for that.
Yeah, like...
Yeah,
like,
but the first scenario when you walk in on him...
I wouldn't hit a kid.
Right. You wouldn't spank your kid?
No.
No?
I feel like that, I don't know, I feel like it fucks him up. I'm going to do what my parents did.
See, I got spanked and it didn't fuck me up. A lot of people got spanked as kids.
We'll just move past
like
that.
You never got spanked as a kid?
No. I did what my parents did the right thing. And that is to emotionally abuse me to the point of having so many mental conditions.
Yeah.
That is why I'm funny. Right. Because the thing is,
they made you funny.
Yeah, because it's like through trauma.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like, you know, there's nothing funnier than getting screamed at, and then the next day you walk in, and then they say it never happened, and then you just go, what the fuck? And like in situations like that with like my sister, I'd be like, bro, that fucking happened, didn't
Yeah,
like,
I'd rather get spanked for sure.
Yeah, no, like.
See, my
but what if I liked it?
Getting spanked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have that issue. I don't think. Okay, so that's the other thing. I think if you're into something weird, right?
Yeah.
Like getting hit with a belt in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I feel like just.
Not that weird,
I feel like
right?
just. Well, moving on. I feel like.
How is that not weird? There's so much weirder shit you could do.
No, I'm just saying like. There's a threshold where the average norm, getting like hit by a belt to turn you on, that's, you know, at the starting point of getting weird. Yeah. So we'll just start with that.
Okay.
I think just naturally as humans go, unless you're, you know, from Alabama, if you get like smacked on the ass by like a belt. Yeah. So like now if you're an adult and like that turns you on. Yeah. I feel like as a kid, just naturally since it's a relative of yours that's doing it. Yeah. Nothing about that would get you excited because just it's
or
your
you
relative.
Develop like an uncle spanking belt kink.
Yeah, maybe like that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why people get. Do you get turned on when a woman like just emotionally just like fucks you up?
Oh my god, that's the only.
Like it's one of those things where you're just like. I remember the last one.
I was gonna say
you're like you wanted.
That's the only women I like.
Yeah, so maybe that's. Wow. See, but I, you know, my parents raised me very well, and. They never abused me in any way, but they would spank me if I was like doing something really stupid or like disrespectful.
You're like, man.
They just spanked me last week.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you're like, bro, like, but they're still doing it. I gotta tell you, I think about shooting them every single day. It's like, oh well, there's your psychological damage.
No, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I'm older. You know, that's something that I feel like you would talk to your significant other about at that point. Like, how are we gonna like handle these situations with our kids? Yeah. And I think it comes down...
And then she starts telling you, you're like, shut up, bitch.
Yeah. I think a lot of that comes down to each, like the kid themselves. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like just because one of us was raised and it worked for us doesn't necessarily mean, you know, it's just like, it's a trial and error thing.
Dude, yeah, that's so true. Like
because like there's some kids, like depending on like how they were raised, like what kind of family they were raised in, like that their moms would like throw shoes at them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like that was like normal. Dude, and they turned out fine. But then there's the ones where it's like everybody has like a different threshold of like where it's like child abuse. Dude. And now there's these people that are like, if you spank your kid, it's abuse. Relax.
Yeah.
Relax. Like it's not, unless you're smacking them so hard to where they can't sit down for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And like every time, if they doing something really little, like you don't like the way they chew, and you bend them over, you slap the shit out of their ass.
Yeah.
Then that's child abuse.
Right.
But if they literally, stab their sibling with a fork, and you spank them,
it's probably a little bit more. Yeah.
I would even say if you stab them with a fork, now you know how it feels.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I think I'm just gonna have the weirdest fucking kids in the world. Like, I always want to be like, my kids are gonna be so cool, and like they're gonna be like hip and like. But like,
how do you know how your dad was as a kid? Was he like
he was
you?
Cool. Yeah, no, he was. He was.
I wonder.
Cool
I wonder if like every
stuff.
other generation, like if your kids are gonna be like your dad.
See, now I can like flex on my dad because my dad was like, he was like such a good dad, but like my kid's gonna just come out natural. Like I'm like gonna be like bumbling around like fucking it up, and like and then my kid's gonna be like a pro football star. I'm like, you're gonna get back in the house and play some fucking video games. And he's like, Dad, I don't want to. He's like 6'8", and I'm like fucking like, get in the house. He's like, damn it, Dad, and like slams the football down.
I think that's honestly, I think that's a I mean, nobody I know personally that does it.
It's like High School Musical, but backwards for me. Like, I'm going to want to sing in musicals.
Well, I think
Dad, I want to be a basketball star.
I think it's natural for every person that was raised to do the opposite of what they didn't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that doesn't always work. So if you were raised up and you were really into athletics and sports, and you wish your parents would have, like, pushed you more.
Right.
That doesn't mean that your kid's going to want that from you.
Yeah.
Like, you have to see what they like.
Right.
Or if you really enjoyed sports, that doesn't mean your kid's going to really enjoy sports.
Right.
So you shouldn't push it on them. Mm-hmm. That you should push them to try new things, so they interact with other kids, learn how to interact. Yeah. So you're not some, like, little weirdo that doesn't know how to talk to anybody.
That's true, yeah.
It's just, like, stuff like that. But then those parents that show up to T-ball games that are screaming at their kids, I want to punch them in the fucking face, dude.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, you need to fucking relax.
Yeah, dude. See, and that's the thing. It's like, but I'm like so passive. Like, my kid's literally going to be like the dude that just like loves the Joker and eats paste and just does weird shit. Like,
I went through so many different, I can't even, when I think back to when you really start to develop like your sense of personality and self, I feel like it starts right around the time you understand what a boner is until somewhere in your college age.
Yeah.
That whole time you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
you always think you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't really know
Yeah.
until like around our age.
Right.
And even now I'm still trying to figure it out, but not as much. Like there was times I was like, like really angsty teen, like listening to like punk rock all the time, and then I finally got into like really heavy metal, and like that's all I listened to for like years, and I played the drums like ever since I was young, and then I'd listen to like a little rap here and there, and then I would go through like phases of like a year or two where I would just listen to like rap and like stuff like that. Always hated country, and then like my senior year, I was like, oh, country's not that bad. It's still the type of music I listen to the least, but now like I literally can listen to any genre of music and enjoy it.
Right.
Like, so I have, like, on my playlist, it'll go, country, rap, pop, hard rock, punk rock, like all this shit. I even have jazz, like jazz songs, some like Michael Bublé, like that kind of vibe. And literally, I even have a playlist that's just like 60 songs of just like piano and like violin and shit like that.
Right.
So it's all over the place. And I feel like that reflects my different personalities throughout the years.
Okay. Dude, I think like the cringiest, like, because again, you like say you went through phases. Like, there was this, oh my God, there's this like one phase I had when I was a kid where it's like, I wanted people to think like I was really into sports. And no, you know me, I'm not into sports.
I was in that too.
Like the thing is, but without ever having to watch sports. So dude, I started wearing like, I like went to like the baseball shop and I like made my parents like pay like $60 for like a Jets hat,
First off, baseball is the worst sport.
Dude, I know. I fucking picked that, and I wear around like those fucking jerseys and shit, dude. And it's like, I think back to it, and I'm like, fuck, dude, that was so weird. Because I literally just would wear that shit around, and then just be like,
and then like it was like,
and then I would like learn 3 of their names, and I would go up to dudes, and I'd be like, you see the game, and I'm like, and they're like, no, and
bro,
I'm like,
I did that same shit,
and then I'd be like, wow, but I would do it in front of girls, like there would always be like one girl, and they'd let me do and I'm like fucking like 3'2", and everybody else, in middle school is like taller than I am, and I was like, used to the game, and then they're like, what are you talking about, dude? I don't even know these.
Because it was always, especially when we were in school.
Yeah,
it's different now. Like there's no set group of people that's like really the pop. Like I guess now the popular kids are the ones that are the most up to date on TikTok trends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
true, yeah.
So that like literally all of them are popular because all of
Right.
them watch it, which is good.
Yeah.
That there's not like sectioned out. But when we were there, naturally, the kids that were like really athletic and really into sports were naturally the ones that were popular.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like a lot of kids, I did the same thing. 'Cause
Right.
Football, I love football, but I didn't used to like it.
yeah.
But all my friends and stuff were into football.
Right.
And so I joined football because I was a little excited by it, but I didn't really like it for a while
Sure.
because I didn't really understand anything
Yeah.
and I didn't have the passion to like learn.
Yeah.
And then finally, I don't remember when, I think it was like sometime late in junior high,
Yeah.
I would watch the Lions games with my dad, and I used to hate watching them, but I really wanted to get myself to like football. And then at some point, I found myself looking forward to the games
Yeah.
and like actually enjoying it. So now I'm like obsessed with
You're
football.
like, congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, so I like, which is good because
Yeah.
I love watching the Super Bowl with my dad. I always go there
Right.
to watch it with him, and like I'm obsessed with it. I'm in
Yeah.
like fantasy leagues, like I can't get enough of it.
Right. Right.
Like over the top obsessed. So it was good. I never would have gotten to that point if I didn't follow like my friends and what they were doing to try to like fit in. So at that point, I think it was good because the reason I didn't like it is because I didn't really have the interest to learn about it. But
Okay.
once I forced myself to learn, I really
Right.
enjoyed it.
Right.
Whereas like baseball, I did the same thing when I was even younger.
Yeah.
Forced myself to learn it, and then after that, I was like, yo, I fucking hate this. Like,
Yeah.
this is not fun.
Yeah.
I was terrified of the ball coming in.
Yeah.
One time I was in a game, I went up to my coach, and I was like, can I just not bat? I'll just be in the field when they're batting.
they're like-
Because I didn't want to get hit by the ball. I was
Yeah.
in 4th grade.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you have to go up. And every time I went up, I was like shitting myself. And so like, if I didn't hit the ball,
Right.
and I didn't give a fuck if I didn't get on base. Like I
Right.
was just like, thank God that's over. So it's just like hit or miss with those things. But yeah, I did the same thing where I
dude.
just, and then also, even throughout high school, it was almost like if you bought a jersey, like there was a lot of basketball jerseys and stuff that I was like, oh, those would be really cool to wear. But it's like there was this weird fucking thing, and there still kind of is, where people are like, you're not a true fan. Like, what do you even know about basketball?
dude,
like this
I
or that.
fucking hate that, yeah.
And so I never felt like I could buy one of them that I thought was really cool because I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, but like football jerseys are the
Yeah.
fucking ugliest things
They are.
to just wear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
all, they just don't, they're not aesthetic. They just don't look good. But like basketball jerseys are cool. Like baseball jerseys are cool. So like you'll never see somebody that's
No,
like really
it's funny
aesthetically.
you bring that up because like during that phase, dude, like there was
Yeah.
like I had these 3 friends and then like this one chick, you know, that were like, it was like, you know, I was like, oh dude, I want this. I was like,
Yeah.
this is middle school. I was like, I'm gonna bang this chick, and like I'm like fucking 10, like,
Yeah.
and I'm like still have like a Charmander fucking like a trapper keeper, and they're all like this kid.
It's not gonna happen,
Yeah,
buddy.
it's like, but like, dude, I like went up and like, you know, like it was during this phase, and I like, you know, I was like, oh, you guys see the game, and then didn't expect it, but the dude actually did and knew a lot more than I did.
Oh, you
and
didn't
then
do
called
these-
me, and then he
Oh,
called me
no.
out, and he's like, oh yeah, like what? And I was like, and then like the girl, you know, she's like a horse
Yeah.
girl because you know I went to Howell, so and I'm like, you know, I'm like,
Is that a big thing there?
oh yeah, like
Yeah.
it's just a horse girl, you know, you're just like, and then I was like, and then all I can remember in my young mind is just her like just straight up cackling,
Oh,
and I was
man.
just like, and honestly,
From that point on, you
Like,
just knew that there was
dude,
no chance.
yeah, I like went home and like put on mascara and like listened to My Chemical Romance.
Wait, hold on. Did you actually put on mascara? That's okay. I just don't know when you're joking sometimes because I thought you were joking about the grandma's nightgown in the first episode.
Okay.
And that was a fact.
Well, we could say I was joking.
I've put mascara on
Okay,
before.
okay, so yeah, so like
Not
like,
in that scenario though.
Yeah.
Somebody else put it on for me because I was in like a mock rock
oh
up
yeah,
on stage.
no, it's just like went home and then like I literally like I think from that day I put all my like all that clothes into a pile and I never wore it again. And I think I threw it out
Jeez.
when I first moved out of my parents' house because it was like in the back.
See
of my
that
closet.
that's so fucking stupid to me.
I was like, dude, I can't think of a moment I was more embarrassed or mortified in my life than that because
Yeah.
I was like, because I like talked such a fucking big game, dude. I like walked around,
Yeah.
like I did even the fucking like
the wide shoulders.
because I was like, you know, like, and again, I'm like fucking 3'2", and like everybody else is like 6 foot with a beard and like, you know, walking through middle school and like, you know, and I'm just like, Like, and I had like the flat brim hat on, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
I
But
would
like,
do
like
that
the thing
too,
is, it's
yeah.
like, but like I don't have a right shot size
No, I don't
head,
either.
so it's like, it's like it was like always like fall down in like. In
I
my
looked like the
head with,
cucumber
like,
from
yeah.
VeggieTales.
Yeah, dude. And
That's what my head looked like because the hat would go,
Yep.
and then just like a flat brim.
Dude, like there was like so much extra space I could put like calculators up there.
Bro, I bought a Kermit the Frog flat brim.
Oh.
I thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh boy.
Not only did flat brims not fit my head right,
Yeah.
but then a Kermit the Frog lime green.
Yeah, dude. Anybody who wore that is probably in jail now.
Yeah, luckily I stopped those toxic ways before it got to that point.
Yeah, you didn't.
But the jersey thing, when finally I got to a point. I think it was after high school. I was like, I don't even give a fuck. If I like something, I'm just gonna buy it.
Oh yeah.
And if somebody's like, "Oh, are you even a fan?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
Well, why'd you buy that? Because I wanted to.
Dude, I know.
And like those type of people, if there's anybody that knows that kind of person, where if you buy a jersey and they quiz you on the team and all this shit, here's how you deal with this scenario, right? This is what I do. I buy a really cool Lakers jersey. Am I a Lakers fan? Yeah, I like the players on the team. I like LeBron.
Okay.
I like Anthony Davis. Cool. It's very aesthetic, really cool. I love wearing basketball jerseys when I snowboard.
Okay.
I just think it looks cool. I feel cool, and I feel like I could be like Shaun White out there. I can't, but I feel like it.
Sure.
Right? Wouldn't feel that way in a football jersey.
No.
I would feel like I'm a middle-aged man
Yeah.
drinking beer on the couch that hasn't showered in a couple days.
Yeah, of course.
Right? A completely different aesthetic.
Sure, sure.
I've had some people being like, "Oh, I saw you wearing like whatever." Like my favorite team is the Pistons.
Okay.
The back in the day, my favorite player of all time was Richard Hamilton. And
It's my favorite play of all time.
yeah, the Richard Hamilton. Oh, Hamilton.
Yeah. Whoa. Holy shit.
See, I'm not into Broadway or anything like that, so it went right over my head. So, anyway, I'm a fucking idiot. So I've like ran into people, luckily like they weren't like assholes about it, but they're like, "Oh, like that's a cool jersey." I'm like, "Oh yeah, cool. Like, like do you like that team?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, all right, cool. And is that like your favorite team?" No. Like, "Oh, like did you see the game?" No. I don't really follow it. Every year is different. Some years I followed the NBA.
Yeah.
Some years I don't. College, everything. And they're like, "Wait, why do you have that jersey?" I was like, "Because I wanted it." And they're like, "Oh, but you like?" I was like, "No, I don't. I just thought it looked cool, so I bought it." So that's all you have to say. And if after that, if the person's like, if this is the type of person that's like, "Oh, you're just a bandwagon fan, like this and that," they're going nowhere. Okay. We'll just say it at that. Fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
And fuck them. Don't talk to them again.
Yeah.
And because they're probably, if it's one of my best friends and you're a bandwagon fan, that's different. Because it's like us just giving each other shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? If you see something you like, it doesn't matter what the fuck anybody else thinks. If somebody's going to have the audacity, like every time a girl's like, "Oh, I love football," and a guy's like, "What's the birth date of Matthew Stafford?" And they're just like, "What? You're not a true fucking Lions fan."
Yeah, dude. Like,
Who is the first quarterback of the Lions? And it's like, why does it matter, bro? Why the fuck does it matter?
Dude, that is like the most bizarre shit to me, and that's why I hate, like, I'm like, that's why you can't like anything, because there is always somebody who loves the shit like way more than you do, and you're like, dude, I just do not have the dedication. I can only be a casual fan in this fucking thing.
See, I just don't converse with those type of people. I end that conversation right there. So if I can sense that person's like,
just give
"Bro,
them
you're just a bandwagon fan?" Like, yeah. And then the best line to use, because I've come across people, I don't know why this is a thing.
Yeah.
Excuse you, sir.
You.
That was a good one.
Thanks. Made it myself.
Did you ever run into those people that, so we went to CMU.
Yeah.
And you'd wear like Michigan gear, and they're like, "Do you go to Michigan?" Like, "No." "Then why are you wearing Michigan shit?" You know what I mean? That would piss me off so much.
Yeah.
So I had it happen one time that they were wearing a like a Chicago, I don't remember what the team was, like Chicago Bears or something like that.
Right.
It was some random fucking dude.
Uh-huh.
And I was wearing like my Michigan hoodie because I've always been a Michigan fan. And they're like, "Do you go to Michigan?" I'm like, "No." "Why are you wearing a Michigan hoodie? Why aren't you wearing CMU? Like, you shouldn't wear that if you don't go to Michigan." I was like, "You like the Bears?" "Yeah." "Do you play for them?" "Well, no." "The fuck are you wearing a Bears sweatshirt? You shouldn't wear it if you don't play for them."
Right.
He's like, "That's completely different." I was like, "No, it's not."
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, "You see how stupid you sound?"
Yeah, that's...
And then he literally just kind of sat there. I'm like, "All right." And I just walk away. So I've had it happen a couple other times where somebody's like, "You don't even go to Michigan, you shouldn't wear it." And then I'll literally just like ask them something. You know, like,
right.
oh, do you go to? And I noticed you have a Florida sweatshirt on. Did you go to Florida? No. Why are you wearing it? Why do you give a fuck about what somebody else is wearing?
Exactly, dude.
Like, what? Do you just have so much? Is your life so boring,
dude?
That you just get off on that?
Yeah,
it's like, oh, dude, I've embarrassed this dude so much. He didn't even go to Michigan. He was wearing a Michigan sweatshirt. Called him out on it.
Dude.
If I had a friend come to me and say that, I'd be like, oh, so you decided to be a jackass today?
Yeah, dude.
Is that? We're gonna have to have a chat about why you sound like a moron.
Yeah, no. He like literally took that back and he got laid. He had so much sex.
Yeah.
It's like he's like, hey, listen to this,
bro. Because it used to happen all the time in like freshman year of college.
Yeah.
And I was just so perplexed. I was like, at first I was like, well, now I feel guilty wearing this stuff. But then eventually I was like, who the fuck cares? So I would just wear it anyway. Mm-hmm. And then whenever that situation would happen, I would find something about them.
Right.
That they liked.
Yeah.
That they weren't directly involved with.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
doing some psychological
what's your
warfare.
favorite sport? Oh, I love snowboarding. Oh, have you been in the X Games?
You fucking
know what I mean?
You go in and research this entire person's backstory and their life and like just find something you're a casual fan in. It's a vendetta that you have just against these people.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
What's your favorite eye color? Blue? Oh, I noticed you have brown eyes. Yeah. Well, why isn't brown your favorite? You can't like blue eyes if you don't have blue eyes.
And then he fucking pulls out like a blue eyes white dragon.
Yeah, I'm like, oh fuck, all right, dude. Yeah, that shit is so.
It's like you fucking, and then he like opens up his jacket and there's just nothing but Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And he's like, you fucking say that,
dude. Oh man, yeah, those people just they're so annoying.
Yeah, dude.
It's just like I don't know. I just never understood that, and it's when you're going through that kind of stuff, when you're still learning and you're young and like you're very worried and like want to fit in with like other people, that shit, like they always tell you, like older people always tell you, like it doesn't matter what other people think.
Yeah.
But that doesn't help in that situation because it's like you haven't experienced that yet.
Right.
So it really doesn't matter.
Right. But
it's like the key that I found when I was younger is if there's people around that think that shit matters, those aren't people you should be hanging around in the first place because the people that you're actually friends with won't give a fuck.
Exactly.
And that's how you can tell who the good people are and the people that still need to fucking mature a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm not in high school anymore, but just based off like what my sister tells me, it seems like kids are like a lot less like of douchebags and like judgy nowadays, which is really cool. Speaking of how we were talking about having kids earlier, have you ever thought of what you would name your kids for guys and girls?
I have.
Are there any that like stick out?
No, because the problem is I think because you can't have somebody who's like an old ass name.
Yeah.
But I also don't want like the Lynn part of like names or like where like people start adding like the random fucking words
like
or letters.
Jacqueline.
Like no, Jacqueline's fine. I feel like, but I mean like
no, but
Ashlyn,
like you personally like Ashlyn.
It's the Leigh. It's like the Leigh thing.
Oh, the Ashley.
Yeah, like.
But it's Ashley.
Yeah, it's like all adding all that shit, or having like an X in there, or like something sons like
Elon
Carson,
Musk and his child, like
Brenson,
the X whatever
A12.
Kyle. Yeah, but they call him Kyle. I'm like, oh man, I guess it was supposed to be. One of the variations was supposed to be
Could you like literally imagine being like your mom is like a goth chick and your dad's like one of the richest dudes on the planet and they fucking name you Kyle?
Yeah. I mean his name, we hear it so often so we don't think of it, but Elon is a kind of like alien sounding name.
It is.
Like Elon.
Yeah.
It's like Xenon.
Oh,
like that space movie.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, I just realized that right now. I'm like Elon. That sounds like he's from outer space.
Yeah.
And then what's his wife's or girlfriend's name? It's
Grimes.
Grimes. That's also, you couldn't have expected them to come up with a normal name for the kid. Grimes and Elon.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have surprised anybody.
Yeah. He's gonna have a tough time.
I've had a couple names like in the back of my mind.
Okay.
So my name originally, my dad wanted to name me Ace.
Oh.
My dad wanted to name me Ace.
Oh boy.
And my mom shot that down.
I'm so glad she did. That would have been bad.
I kind of liked it.
Okay, yeah, but...
Yeah. But I mean, I understood why they didn't. Yeah. But, so they named me Jacob, you know, Jake.
I went real safe with that
one. At the time, I guess nobody had that name.
Oh, really?
So my parents are really bad with that. They've done this twice. The when they named me Jacob, whatever.
Yeah.
It was not a popular name at all. And then that year, in 1996 to 1997, that was the most popular boy's name.
Well.
Right? Same thing with Sophia, my little sister.
Yeah.
There was no kids. I can attest to this. I didn't know a single girl my age or younger, even a little older, that was named Sophia.
Right.
That year, Sophia was one of like the 5 most popular girl names for newborns. So twice they're like, oh, this will be like, nobody else has this name, it'll be great. And then like twice it was the most popular name. And now there's a million Sophias and Jacobs.
I think I would name my kids something without vowels. Like,
something without vowels?
Something like that. Or like Robert, maybe.
See, I've always wanted to name my kids something that's like really cool and unique, but not so far out there that it's weird.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not that creative. Like, I can't. So the one name, it always changes for me, but one name for me for, I used to, do you have the thing where...
Spaghetti?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
You could call him Yeti for short.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's the other thing. I saw this TikTok where I was crying laughing, and it was like one of those trends, and it was like the screen. It's like a really pretty background. It was like, name like the best, like prettiest girl names for like a new baby. It was like this thing, and then it's like this video of like this baby that's just like sitting on this bed, kind of like wobbling a little bit, and it just says Richard. It was for like a girl baby, and I laughed so fucking hard. Thought it was a joke. This lady, I saw another video that she posted 2 weeks later. She actually named her, based on this video, she actually named her little girl Richard.
So she named her daughter Dick.
She named her daughter Dick.
Okay.
And she was sitting there holding her daughter, and she's like, I don't understand. Like, no, it's not a joke.
Did we know it was a girl, though?
Yeah. The mom was talking about the baby, and she's like, no, I don't understand. Like, it's not a joke. Yes, I actually did name her Richard. She loves her name. Like, it's such a great name. Like, it's really unique. Like, she loves it. And I was just sitting there, and I'm like, it's not a joke anymore. And then I immediately thought about how hard that little girl's life is going to be every time she meets somebody. Mm-hmm. They're either going to think, like, if it's like a boy when she's older, like in high school, that she thinks is cute, and like it's her crush, and they meet, and he's like, oh, like, what's your name? And she says Richard. Dude, she's never going to get with any of her crushes because the boy's going to think she's not interested because she's like, oh, like, she thinks I'm a loser. She just said, like, a guy's name. Must not want to talk to me. Her life is going to be so hard. Every time a substitute teacher comes in there and it's like, Richard, and she raises her hand, she's going to get sent to the principal's office so many times.
That's true.
All the kids are going to laugh. And this mom has the audacity to sit there and be like, she loves her name. I'm like, you are the meanest
Okay, but here's
parent.
the thing is, it's like, okay, something like that where they give the boy's name versus like, you know those people that gave their daughters names like Khaleesi and shit? There are people out in the world
but like
now
the
named
thing is,
Khaleesi.
the thing is was that with that, it's still like you shouldn't name your kid Khaleesi.
I mean,
but it's better than
killed the whole town.
It's better than Richard.
There is a show where she murders a whole town.
Yeah. But nobody associates every Khaleesi with like that. Like most of the kids in that age aren't even going to know the premise of Game of Thrones.
I'm going to either be like, this girl's going to be a stripper or she's going to kill a lot of people.
No, I wouldn't think that.
I would literally only think
I would literally just be like, oh, you're a big Game of Thrones fan.
Yeah.
Me too. Khaleesi, I get it.
Yeah, that's not the first thing that might go to my head.
Yeah, but like everybody, when they meet little girl Richard, is going to have the same thought in their head.
What is that?
Why are you
Does
fucking...
that baby
like,
have a pussy or a dick?
I guess that might be a thought, yeah.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have that thought until she told you her name.
I would literally only think about that.
Like, could you imagine if you were really crushing on a girl and you didn't really know her that well and you thought she was really cute?
Could you imagine, like, moaning that name, though? It's like a straight man, like...
Oh, my Lord. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, Richard, I'm about to come.
Richard. Dude, me personally could never do it because I would automatically think about our friend Richard.
Yeah. I think that's what makes it hotter. I would only want to think about Richard Goldfarb every time.
Man, I don't know if he listens to this, but I hope if he does, I don't even know what to say to him. Sorry, Rich.
Just
but,
like,
dude, it was funny as fuck because I thought she was joking, and it's still funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But it's only gonna be funny until she starts meeting like little kids and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think
it's
it's
like
just
you
mean, yeah.
you need to change. Like you can't be that oblivious as a parent.
Yeah, she could probably
Like, cause there's universal names. Like Sam can be guy or girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Richard is no
Yeah.
way. And like, what are you gonna call her for? Like, what's the short version of that? That like it would be universal.
maybe Richie. I like
Yeah,
Rich,
like Richie.
like Richie kind of almost sounds
Richie
like a little
could.
bit. Well, I mean, like Richie, obviously, but like it sounds. She could use her middle name.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
if
don't
it's like-
have hope that she's gonna have a great middle name though.
It's like Robert.
Robert,
Yeah.
or Richard Robert. Dude, yeah, she would have to. Like,
Well,
I
it's
could,
like Paul. So just nothing but like.
oh my lord, parents like that, dude. Just
Yeah.
like name your kid whatever you want, but it's like I just feel horrible for the kid. Because I'm never gonna argue with a parent about how they name their child. That's their child. Do what you
I'm
want.
gonna name my kid COVID-19 because they make such a fucking impact.
COVID, dude. If
That was
COVID
that was
in a
the
way,
punchline.
in a
All
way,
right, that's fine. We'll just ignore it.
to be honest, I apologize. I completely didn't even register. Because the second you said COVID, I cut out everything else you said, and I just thought of somebody being named COVID, and if that would be cool or not. So
Yeah.
what did you say? I didn't even
I
hear
said
you.
I name him COVID-19 because they make such an impact.
Yeah, but it wasn't a good impact. I guess some good impacts. A lot
Yeah.
of remote work now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we saw how fucked up a lot of our systems were.
Got rid of a lot of old people.
Yeah.
Wow, I kind of want to end on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how else to go from there. Just the little,
Yeah.
like, remember that guy?
Yeah.
The guy
Salt
that,
guy? Yeah.
the salt guy?
Yeah.
I have a buddy from high school that met him
Oh.
in like Florida.
Wow, that was probably quite the experience for him.
Yeah. He's also the one that has like a pretty big following on TikTok.
Oh well, I've no.
And he was voted most likely to be like the most successful in high school.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah. I was voted best personality.
Wow, well is that wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, and most optimistic.
No, that.
At the time, it was accurate. Things have changed.
Now I'm very depressed.
Yeah.
I need some psychological.
Then I found out that I've had anxiety my whole life, and then I was like, oh,
Awesome.
yeah.
I don't deserve this award, and you just put the award down.
I just punch it, just sitting with dust on it, just like a crack through it.
Yeah.
I don't deserve
You're
this.
like looking in the mirror at yourself, and you're just.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I guess that's a good spot to end.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say the most recent name that came to my mind for if I had a girl would be like Skylar.
Oh yeah,
I think
don't do
Skylar's a
that.
good name. You don't like Skylar?
No, my ex-girlfriend wanted to name her daughter Skylar.
See, that's. Oh, I was gonna ask you about that. I'm similar in that regard.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever like had strong relationships or like even like been with like another girl,
Mm-hmm.
that you thought that name was really cool, and then like you don't end up being with them, you can't like. Are you how I am, where like you won't name your kid
absolutely.
that? Yeah.
Granted, like there was nobody that I would really want to name my kids anyways. So.
Yeah. No, I'm like that's how I am. I used to think, and it's not even that. Even like if you hooked up with them or like had a relationship with them, and like it ended, and like you were still like friends after that. Like even if there was any of that history, I still wouldn't be able to name my kids that unless I was with them.
Oh, there is.
Because I used to think
Okay.
that Isabel was a really nice name, but then I was with an Isabel for a little bit,
Yeah.
and her and I are like get along great, and like we never had a bad falling out. We were always like friends after that, but
Yeah.
it's even still like I can't name my kid
There-
Isabel because I'm gonna think of that
Yeah.
person. It's gonna be weird.
No, there is one person that I hooked up with that I would name my kid
Rosa?
Richard.
Nice. What about boys' name? Or do you have a girl's name? Nothing.
What do you mean?
Like, is there any name that you think is like really cool?
For what? Girl's name?
Not even that you would name your daughter, but like the girl's name that you think is really cool. Like Skylar, I think right now it always changes,
Oh, yeah,
but
no,
Skylar's really cool.
Skylar's
Because
cool.
then it's like Sky for short, and I always think like how well it will go with my last name. 2-syllable last names, a lot of times it's hard for names to go well with them.
Yeah.
Like Rosa doesn't go well with a lot
Yeah.
of names, but like Skylar Rosa, I feel like doesn't go like poorly with it.
Yeah, that's true.
But like Sky Rosa doesn't. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense. Like
Yeah.
Jake Rosa. Like, I'm used to it, but it's like Jacob Rosa is like 2-syllable names, 2-syllable last name. Skylar, I think, is a really cool name.
Yeah, agreed. It's a tough one. I don't know.
You also have to have a name where like there can be a cool nickname associated with it. You know, like Jacob, Jake, Skylar, Sky. Nothing? What about for boys?
Dude, see, that's the thing is it's like, I feel like I think about this often, and then, because I have some that I, like, think about, but I don't ever want to speak it out into existence because I don't want, like, when I, like, trick somebody into, like, I paused too long.
Take a breath.
Okay.
Reevaluate.
Okay. All right. So
here we go.
Okay. So yeah. So when I trick somebody into having a family with me, I don't want to speak with the names that I've thought about into the world because I'm afraid that like that will be the popular name, and I don't want them to have so unique of a name they get bullied. But I don't want them to have like a name like Jake or Kyle or something. You know. So. What do we usually call you?
Cool.
How do we usually refer to you?
Rosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I like when people call me Rosa.
Yeah, I know.
I think it sounds really cool.
Who wants to go by Jake?
I like Jake too, but there's so many Jakes. There was actually a point in my life, I think it was sometime in college, I almost started going by my middle name. But it was
Andrew.
like, what? Andrew? No.
Apple.
You don't know my middle name?
It's Hernandez.
No, no, it's definitely not Hernandez.
Hold on, I do know this.
It's
this.
very, it's...
I know. It's Lowell.
Yeah, I mean, that's the premise of it.
Lowell, however you want to pronounce it, yeah.
Well, like, you can pronounce it either way, like Lowell or Lowell.
Yeah.
But I like pronouncing it Lowell.
Yeah, it sounds...
Mainly because...
It sounds French.
I just think it sounds like...
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess prettier in a way.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, a lot of times, it's just harder to tell people my middle name when I'm like Lowell. Uh-huh. Because they're like, Lowell? I'm like, no, Lowell. And they're like, Lowell? I'm like, there's a W in it. It's L-O-W-E-L-L.
Okay, but we're also you got to also remember, we're in the Midwest, dude.
Yeah, but there's literally a city not far from here named Lowell, Michigan. Spelt the exact same.
Yeah, but we have to...
But nobody's heard of that city. Maybe it's just because it's my middle name that I know of it.
Yeah, that's true.
But I also was like, Lowell I think it sounds cool.
Right.
So I almost went by Lowell for a little bit. I never ended up doing it because I just felt weird telling like my family that I was gonna have people. Like, I would never have them call me that.
I want to go by my middle name.
What's your middle name?
Blade.
What's your actual
Pistol?
My name's Justin Blade Pistol. Lockery.
My name is...
What's your actual middle name?
Nitro. It's just Michael.
Dude, a middle name that I thought of that would be really cool, I thought, would be like Ricky Lee. I don't know why I like it, but like Ricky Lee.
Oh, yeah, that's white trash. I like that.
Yeah. Ricky Lee, because Ricky Lee Rosa.
Oh, fuck, dude. That's...
But like, that's just the middle name. The first name would be something else.
Richard
Ricky Lee. No, it can't be R&R. Like, like Jackson Ricky Lee Rosa.
Like J.R.R. Token.
Oh.
But he's R.R.
Rosa. Yeah.
Oh, R.R.R.
R.
Yeah. He's a pirate.
Yeah. I think I might go and have my last name changed so it's spelled with a Z.
You should get it changed to whatever Grace's last name is.
Cummings. I shouldn't have said her last name.
Yeah, just cut that part out.
Yeah, I'll just cut that out. Yeah, what her last name is. I could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't want any weirdos like looking people up, you know what I mean?
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just cut this part out.
If you fucking heard that, don't be a weirdo, all right? She's not even on social media anyway. She deleted all of it.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap.
I think so too. Another good boy's name, I think, Noel. I like that name a lot.
Oh, that is a good one.
Based off Cody Ko and Noel.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's... Yeah.
Cool.
Now I'm very hungry and...
all right, yeah, kind of.
I'm good.
Same.
And I want to watch the new episode of Attack on Titan tonight.
Let's get some fucking Wendel's and...
Yeah, buddy.
Fucking... Boom.
All right. Thanks for tuning in this week. I think every time we do this, I forget that we're even doing it until I look up and I realize that the camera's on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I just get zoned out and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're actually talking to someone.
And then I realized that I'm bold enough to post some of this shit, all of this shit on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's got to go up.
Yeah. I can't believe my aunt saw it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. She's cool as fuck, though. Like, she thought it was funny. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Miriam, if you're out there, my aunt said that she knows a Miriam. So, Miriams, stick with us. We love you. Jesus, fuck. Jeez. She's feeling me fucking skin off.
You ain't pick me.